I'm Margaret Hayes, bustling through our cozy home, setting up for my 50th birthday. Heidi spent weeks planning, vetting friends and family, arranging flowers, filling the air with music and laughter. My husband Paul and I had built 25 years together. A life I cherished. Lately age been quieter, buried in work, but I hoped tonight would bring us closer. Guests mingled, their smiles warming me as I moved among them. Paul stood by my side for the toast, his jaw tight to Margaret. He said, voice flat. My rock. I beamed, ignoring his tension, slicing cake as chatter swelled. Then he pulled me aside. Margaret, we need to talk, he muttered, eyes darting. My heart sped up. I'm leaving, he said cold. I've met so many and you're too old for me now. The words hit like a freight train, stealing my breath. The room spun, laughter fading to a hum. I stumbled to the kitchen, hands shaking, his betrayal sinking in. Too old, I whispered, tears burning, guests' curious stares. Follow. He couldn't face them. Locking myself in the guest room, I collapsed, sobs tearing through me. My birthday meant for joy became a nightmare. Paul's facesso, calm, remorselessly shunted me. How could he discard me after all it given? 25 years, raising our son, supporting his career, holding us, took their reduced to nothing because of my age. Days blurred into grief. Our home, once alive with memories, felt like a tomb. His coffee mug, his chair, every corner mocked me. I replayed his words, searching for clues it missed. Late nights, HD called meetings, trips, HD rushed off for trusted him, blamed his job. Now it clicked, HD been slipping away, and it been blind. Anger flared, how dare he judge me for aging? Something we'd promised to share. I sacrificed my dreams, teaching, travel in tow, build our life. Friends called, some kind, others cruel. Maybe you didn't keep up, one hinted. The whispers crushed me, feeding my doubts I hid. Avoiding their pity. Weeks later, sorting papers to study myself, I found bank record, secret accounts. Withdrawals stretching back months. Receipts to jewelry. Dinner gifts for Lydia, luxuries H never offered me. Rage ignited. H planned this. Lived a double life while I planned his dinners. I confronted him when he came for his things, papers in hand. Explain this, I demanded, voice shaking. He shrugged, cool as ever. I'm sorry, Margaret. I needed Maria, life wasn't enough. No regret, just dismissal. I stood frozen as he left, clutching evidence of my shattered trust. That night I vowed, if he could move on, so could I. Divorce loomed brutal and raw. My lawyer Diane warned me, Paul's team will twist everything. Claim you did nothing in court. They painted me as a leech, a housewife with no worth. My chest tightened as they sneered at my years at home. But I fought back, voice firm. I raised our child, managed our world so he could climb. I earned this life too. The judge listened and I won a fair share. Not just money, but dignity. Each battle rebuilt my wasn't just Paul's ex. I was Margaret again. I moved to a small apartment. A blank slate at first. The silence crushed, no family chatter, just echoes of loss unpacking. I found old letters ID written at 20, full of dreams, teaching abroad, sketching villages. ID traded that for Paul. Tears fell, but a spark flicker. Eddie could reclaim that girl. My friend Sarah, a rock through her own divorce, pushed me one day. She arrived with tea and a plan. Enough wallowing, she said, dragging me to a pottery class. You're still here, alive. Her faith steadied me. Pottery was clumsy at first. Clay slipped, hands faltered, but I kept going. Each piece, lumpy or not, felt like mine. Sarah hauled me to book clubs, hikes, a widows group. Their story, soft loss. Then strength lit something in me. You're not done, Sarah insisted. Be selfish now, she was righted. Lived for others too long. One night unpacking more, I found sketches from college. Vibrant and bold, ID loved art, and sewer had that gone. The next day I bought pencils and paper, hands trembling as I drew. Lines wobbled, but joy crept in, was alive. Again, that spark grew. I took a job at a craft shop, small, warm, run by Grace, a widow who saw me. You've got fire, she said, hiring me. I learned sales displays, watched her thrive post-loss. Pain's a teacher, she told me. I sketched at night. Blending work and art. Dreaming bigger workshops follow Ed. Women like me rebuilding. I shared my story timidly at first, then boldly could I sell my art. The thought thrilled me step by step. I shed Paul's shadow, crafting a life that was mine, raw, real, and rising.